The number of U.S. Mint sellouts this year, products offered and sold out almost instantly, is not a surprise, but it's a big number. The one we knew was going to be gone within seconds was the special 250th anniversary of our armed services, the Privy mark for those services put onto our beautiful Proof Silver Eagle. Sellouts because of one thing. Only 100,000 coins were being released. Now, coin number one launched was the Army. Still get a lot of requests for them, so we're going to bring out a very special holder tonight in a perfect 70 holder just for a few minutes, and then Navy as the weeks go on. Here we go. So the program is all about celebrating the armed services, and the 200, it's a prelude to next year, which is USA 250. But to have USA 250, going back to our colonial time frame, those individuals, the men and women that stood up and worked towards, fought to have this country be what we are today, the Army, the Navy, and the Marine Corps, the three branches of service that started with our Revolutionary War, are being celebrated this year. And it's kind of ironic that the only other Privy mark on a U.S. Proof Silver Eagle goes back to 2020. You might remember it. And that was the V75, the celebration of the 75th anniversary of the ending of World War II. So on our Proof Silver Eagles, we celebrate our military and all their contributions. That's kind of the way it's been, right? So coin number one this year of those three, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, was a quick sellout and gone. Because of that, the 70 numbers, because they were allowed to households at one per person, which means the numbers were very small in the first place, to just get the broad spread. Individuals in the service and collectors alike are scrambling to find these special earmarked coins. Now tonight, all of our labels are the one you're seeing in front of you. It's the U.S. Army with the helicopter label. They're all 70s. And yes, that is the price. Over the last 30 days or so, we've seen our competition start at $5.99, and now they're at $6.99, $7.99, because the market's shrinking fast. And a lot of people are realizing that, oh, Navy number 2's coming out soon. I better get number 1 before it gets crazy. It's already crazy, but when you look at the numbers, it's kind of, well, surprising, actually, when you look at it. They made 100,000 coins, as I referenced. It sold out. I referenced that too. If you go to PCGS's website and look at how many coins they've certified as perfect 70s, or in this case, it should be the statement how few of them they have certified as 70s. Well, 5,405. So that means they've done 5% of the population. Now, when you look at coins in general, especially modern issue over the last decade, it is customary for us to look at, give or take 25 to 30% of the known mintage ending up as a 70 at some point over the course of the first year. This has been out there long enough to where we haven't seen these numbers change much in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Very much surprised. But then here's the other side of it. You might have heard of spotting and or just coins that aren't quite up to snuff. I don't know, maybe it was with how they washed these coins before they put them into the capsules and moved forward. But a lot of the coins have spotting on them. We've seen it on the various Privy marked issues this year. And when that happens, the NGC, PCGS are not putting the perfect holder, the perfect grade onto the holder, I should say, which attributes then to fewer coins making it. Fewer coins making it means the market's on fire and driving. Let me go a little bit further into that 25-30% conversation though, because it is the mark, right? If you look at 21, the year 2021, we changed out our Silver Eagles, right? We made 300,000 of type 1, 300,000 of type 2. If you go to NGC and PCGS and look at the population report, how many coins they put in 70, it's in excess of 100,000 coins. That's 35-ish%. If you go to 2019, earlier than that, and remember that S enhanced reverse proof, the most limited Silver Eagle ever released by the US Mint at 30,000, and you add up PC and NG, you get over 10,000 coins in 70 condition. That again is over 30%. By the way, that coin, a $3,500 to $4,000 coin. Do you know there's twice as many of those in 70 as there is of this coin in 70? How does that sound? So, right place, right time. Sometimes it's just patience to those who wait. There's no perfect phrase. If you're looking at this and saying, I don't have one, and then you just got to look for what people have, and then you got to look for the label that works for you. There's a couple of pretty cool labels. I've been a big fan of some action going to our military. So the Army, you want to see something happening, and the helicopter ties that in, right? The Black Hawk. Then you move into the Navy. You'd love to see what they're coming up for that. And then the Marine Corps later in the year. Just helps it stand out and gives it a little bit more oomph. Above the motto "In God We Trust" is where we see that big Army 250th anniversary celebration. We've had the celebrations. The U.S. Army had their big celebration in D.C. a while back. The Navy just had their celebration. And we're talking about, again, the men and women of the armed services and their tribute on U.S. coins. Not surprising. Now, the U.S. Mint did do a U.S. Army coin going back about a decade ago. In 2011, 2012, we had the infantry one year, and then we had the Army itself the next year. The Marine Corps has been celebrated twice, right? 2005, and then earlier this year, 2025. And the next coin up is the Navy, and that'll be their first coin ever. They've made medallions, but they've never made legal tender coins. So tonight, one of the non-surprises of the year, the 100,000 limit, quick sellout. The surprise is how few of them are in 70. And again, as of right now, and we're talking about where are we? We're in October already. And we're looking at numbers of 5405. Guys, give me a 30-second clock. I'm down to my last 2 or 3. Wow, that happened fast. Sorry about that, everybody. Remember, avccoins.com. It's in the red across the bottom. Jump there. Use it as an order-taking service when the phones are busy. But if it's in your shopping cart, we don't see it. It has to go through. They give you an order number. Then 99.9% of the time, it locks the inventory down, and we're in a good place. But tonight, not $6.99, not $7.99. The first release in the trio of Privy marks saluting our armed services, the Army, and the special U.S. Army label. Only $599.95.